analysis in the morning, but this evening we're going to be looking at how the market behaved today. So how was your day? Did you make any profits or losses? Please drop your comments in the chats. If you made profits, where did you make profits? If you took the trade in GU, if you made losses, what mistakes did you make and what lessons did you learn? All right, so let's look at, I want us to review GU that we analyzed yesterday before. Today I want to be analyzing BTC so that we can prepare for tomorrow. But before that, I want us to review GU. So I think from our DXY analysis, we have noticed that DXY is going to be in a downtrend, implying that we'll be looking for buying opportunities in GU, EU, and selling opportunities in UCARD, UG, and the rest. So on Monday, I think after doing the analysis, I still did not follow my analysis. I did analysis, but did not follow. So I think let me go down to maybe the 15 minutes time frame to show you the trades I took and the mistakes I made. So we did the analysis together at 6 a.m. in the morning. So I think by 7 a.m. and I was looking for, and the analysis said we'll be looking for buy opportunities throughout the day. So around 7 a.m. I saw a buy opportunity and I took it. I entered. So this is where the market was around that time. I saw these rejections here, thinking that it had broken this trend line, this particular one here. It had broken it here, and then it was about to start buying. So I was scared first. I was afraid that I was going to miss out. I knew it was an early entry, but I was afraid that I'm going to miss out. So I entered, and if you see, it kicked me out. And I had to be patient enough to wait for it to come and sweep the Asian low. And this is the analysis we did together. Look at this arrow. I really drew the arrow saying that it's going to come and sweep before we enter a buy. So I did my analysis. The first mistake I made, I entered too early. Second, I was afraid of missing out. And the third, I did not follow my analysis. So those are the 3 mistakes I made on Monday, and I lost. So I think Monday was a red day. And today, Tuesday, I entered a buy and made about $500 from here. So because I think we're still in the buy momentum, it's consolidating, but I think it's buying towards this other trend line here. So this is because there's a support here. Sorry, there's a resistance zone up here. So if you notice, it has acted on this resistance zone and it's reversing back. But I strongly believe, let's see, oops, sorry, I want to grab this trend line here. So we have a trend line here. Yes, we have a beautiful trend line there. Yes, so we have a trend line here. So worst case scenario is going to come and retest this trend line because it's broken it before it continues its move up here. So I strongly still believe we're in a buy momentum. All right, so let's go now to BTC. Okay, BTC. So we'll be doing the analysis from the beginning. So let me just delete all of these drawings here. Let's do the top down analysis like we did for GU. So I'm going to take out my indicator so that it's clearer. So here we have the BTC on the monthly time frame, and it's in an upward direction. So nope, I don't want to use that. I want to use the ray tool. So we start from here to here. Beautiful. And I think the next points, lowest points, these 2 points. So if you we're going to fine-tune this when we go down to the smaller time frame. So I think on the higher time frame, the monthly time frame, we're on an upward motion, upward trend. So let's try to adjust this so you can see here that we can still adjust this to be directly on this. But this line up here is just helping us with the direction, because right now we notice where the price is currently at is very far from this line. So we have to maybe push our focus more to the trend line below. So let me adjust this trend line here. The first point is okay. The second point should be here. All right. So I think there's still another trend line we can draw from here, which is going to be from this second point to this point. Great. So we already see that Bitcoin is in an upward trend, but it's touched the trend line down. So meaning it's either going to give us a signal that it's going to start buying. So if you have any money and you want to enter some long-term trades, like just to hold it for like a month, yeah, so this would be ideal. You could just enter, you put your stop loss right down, and you wait for it to come right up here. So if you don't want to wait for it to reach this trend line, but maybe here, because we have like I think there's there's a resistance zone there. So if you have some good money, it's on the daily time frame. It's even going to take like weeks or a month. So you could just put it in now. You see, this was a good rejection. When you hit this line, it rejected here with this blue candlestick. Now it's showing another rejection. So let's wait tomorrow and see how the candlestick of today is going to close. So if you have any money, you can invest. But yeah, these are just my analysis, guys. So like I said, and there's still the possibility of it coming down to still test this trend line to make the top touch before it moves up. But this is really good. Let's look at the 4 hours time frame. Let's see, on the daily time frame we could draw a trend line coming down. Okay, so let me grab this point and this point. So yeah, this point is going to help us to determine if it has actually decided to start moving upwards, if it's no longer in this lower time frame downward movement, if it wants to start moving up. So it has to come here, break, retest, and then now you enter, and you'll be sure that okay, it's going up. But now if you're entering a buy, it's not very certain. So if you see, there's also there's another support and resistance zone here. So it might likely come and retest itself here. Yes, and if you notice, there's a fair value gap here too. So this is a point of interest. All right, I think those are the only trend lines on the day time frame. On the 4 hour time frame, we can still draw another trend line. So if we come here and here, yes, and I think we can still draw another one from here to here. Beautiful. And then yes, we can still draw another one from below, so from here to here. Nice. So those are trend lines on BTC. Going right down to 1 hour time frame now. Let's see what we have. So I already see a very beautiful range here. So I don't know if you've seen this too. Let me try to map out the range. So this is a range, or it's consolidating. And another thing consolidation does is it's gathering momentum, it's gathering liquidity for it to move. So after this hours of consolidation, it's going to have a very sharp move, right? It's either going to go up with a lot of momentum, or it's going to go down with a lot of momentum. So if you catch any move, especially after consolidation, so I think it's a strategy called accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, AMZ. There was a time I was trading AMZ, so this could be happening right here. This is a lot of accumulation. Then you wait for it to manipulate. Either it manipulates and comes down to grab liquidity to this point before buying. So just keep your eyes on BTC. All right. So right now on the 1 hour time frame, I don't think we have any more trend lines to draw, but I think there's still a trend line. We can still fit in a trend line here. So if we put this trend line here, so you'd see already that this trend line has been broken on the 1 hour time frame, and we're expecting it to come back and retest this trend line before it continues buying to this other trend line, just like that. So let's see on the 15-minute time frame, because this is where I take my entries and I can activate my indicator right now. Okay, yeah, so we're hoping, let me adjust this trend line, come down here, and then this goes up. Oops. Yes, so this is better. So we're hoping that tomorrow we're going to be looking out, this is what we'll be looking out for. Where's my arrow? So we're expecting this to come down and react on this trend line, and you notice there's also a fair value gap here and another block. So we're hoping for it to come and react here, and then we can enter a buy to this point. And there's also the possibility of it coming down here and coming to grab liquidity down here, because there's liquidity here where you have these, and there's also liquidity right down here on this other. So where these trend lines are, we can also say they are marking out liquidity zones. So down here, you can either come to react on this trend line, or even right down here if it's still selling. And remember, this is also, if you notice, this is also a resistance zone where it is currently at. So it's probably going to reverse, come and react, go up, or it reverses to continue selling down. So we're going to see tomorrow morning how Bitcoin is going to behave, and if we can take an entry there. Thank you very much for staying tuned and analyzing the markets with me. Make sure you follow your rules, you follow your analysis, and let's make some money. Bye.